Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Books to Get You Through Coronavirus. I hope you're keeping well and staying mentally strong and healthy through this continued coronavirus lockdown. We're already into week two, well into week two, and it looks like it's set to go on for quite a lot longer. So stay strong, and stay safe and stay healthy. So first of all, apologies for the hat. One of my sons said to me the other day, he said, "Look, Dad, if you want people to watch your YouTube video, you got to do something a bit weird, like wear a hat or something." And I was like, being a fully paid up member of the Follically Challenge Club, I've got a few hats in my locker. I can do that. So I'm going to be sharing those with you as well. This is a classic Panama hat. Kind of makes me feel like I'm going to go somewhere hot, on holiday, like Lake Garda or Madrid. I'm going to sit in a cafe with a cold beer and watch the world go by. That sounds pretty good. And, hopefully, sometime soon that'll happen. Okay, so last week I recommended a book to you called Atomic Habits, which I suppose you would regard as a self-help book. This week I'm going to go with a novel. I'm going to recommend a really good novel to you. It's written by one of my favourite authors, Bonnie Scotsman, William Boyd, and he's an absolute legend and a brilliant storyteller. I'd recommend any of his books, but my favourite book of his has to be Any Human Heart, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. So if you're an avid reader, you'll understand the power of a really good novel, being able to immerse yourself in the fictional story, escaping from reality for a while, which I think is really important at the moment. We're all feeling a bit anxious and we're a bit worried, and I'm sure it really helps you to cope when you step back into reality and you feel mentally recharged. I know that I do. That's why reading novels and escaping for a while is so important, and I think it can really help you at the moment. I also think that reading can be so much more rewarding than TV or film. I like a book, a good box set binge or a good movie, the same as most people, but I don't think it quite gets the imaginative juices flowing as much as a really good novel. So if you're not a keen reader of novels, this lockdown is a perfect opportunity for you to get stuck into a few good books for a bit of escapism and mental relief from everything that's going on in the world at the moment, in these really sort of weird times. Okay, so if you don't read that often, picking up a book or something can be quite daunting. And my advice would be to take it slow, take it steady, gradually increase the amount you read every day. Start with maybe 5 pages a day, increase to 10 pages a day, 15 and so on. And then before you know where you are, you'll be reading a book a week and really enjoying and benefiting from reading some really good books. Okay, so on to this week's recommendation, and it's here it is. It's William Boyd's book, Any Human Heart, and it's an absolutely brilliant novel. As I've said, one of my favourite novels of all time, and it's so cleverly set out as a collection of intimate journals of the writer Logan Mountstuart. Now, Logan is a larger-than-life character. He really lived life to the full through all of the decades of the 20th century. He was born in 1906, died in 1991, and this extraordinary character takes you on a journey through his public school years, then onto his university years at Oxford. He was also he was then a spy for the Naval Intelligence Division in World War II. Then he was an art dealer in New York, and then was a lecturer in Africa as well at the end of the 60s. He briefly returned to London after that before ending up in rural France, where he sees out the end of his years. And trust me, this book will have you laughing out loud one minute and then have you in floods of tears the next. It's absolutely brilliant. It's really moving and profound in parts, but still very entertaining and very relatable. I first read this book maybe 15 years ago, and since then, on occasions I've been in a situation and I've thought to myself, what would Logan do in this situation? 15 years on, I still think about this book often, which I think must be the sign of a truly great book. So give it a go. It's highly recommended by me. That's the end of my second book recommendation. Remember, you can download on Kindle, you can order from Amazon, you can also listen to it on Audible or other audiobook apps. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know if there's any recommendations of your own. Post that in the comments on the YouTube channel, because I could do with a few new good books to read, and I'll announce them in future posts if you recommend them to me. I'll be back with another recommendation next Thursday. I'll also be back with another hat. In the meantime, stay safe, stay positive, stay healthy, and keep reading.